Welcome back. It's been 3 years since episode 21, but we are finally back. This is episode 22 of Backyard Brawl. I am Hayden. This is Shy. We just got to reintroduce ourselves because it has been a minute. Um, it's been chaotic since we've last posted. Our lives have been good. We've been getting out there on the course, still shooting high, but we're gonna get that score down.
Huh.
Um, but yeah, in the world of sports and what we like to talk about. Um, Let's just say it's been an interesting couple weeks. We had like a peak of a week last week where we were on top of the world as Philly sports fans. We're starting to buy in, starting to believe. And then it all came crashing down in the past week. But it wouldn't be right for us to just skip to what has happened in the past week. And we do need to rewind and go back and talk about the good things. So you had the Eagles draft, which we will get to later on, maybe. We'll probably touch on it minutely. Um, but we have the Sixers and the Celtics series. I think the last time that we talked, they had basically only played like game one, and we were on here being like, we hope they win one game. And then we had the Flyers. They beat Pittsburgh in the first round. I think at that point it was like 1-0, 2-0 in that series. So yeah, so we're gonna start. We will go. Let's first start with Flyers Penguins. Um, I mean, I was impressed. I thought coming in that was the best draw the Flyers could get in terms of a first round series, just because Pittsburgh was more experienced, but they were also coming off a year where like they had exceeded expectations. I think it was good for the Flyers team to kind of feel like the rivalry. I think that helped them a little bit in the early games, like playing with some fire, playing with some spirit, competitive nature. It did get kind of interesting in the end. They did lose 2 games after being up 3-0, but they have the electric Game 6 win. Cam York, the long shot from the point goes in. Awesome celebration. Throws the stick into the crowd. Um, but yeah, I mean that was a lot of fun, I would say, for us as Flyers fans.
I enjoyed it. There was nothing to complain about. Vladar played phenomenal. You still had like your minor mistakes, like Mitch Cobb wasn't
Wasn't any good.
as impactful as you thought he was going to be. Um, but I thought the young guys who were supposed to play well played well. Zegras, Tippett, you know, prior to the
Martone was good
injury,
early on.
Martone was your saving grace the entire season. At the end of the day, lightning struck when it was supposed to, and it was a great playoff run. You weren't going to beat Carolina. I expected them to take at least a game. I thought they were going to take game two. They outplayed them in the third period and in overtime. But, it just so happens that a lucky goal went in off a rebound. But there's no room to complain. I feel like I've said it too a lot on the podcast, but only positives are going to come out of this. You know, not like there are no negatives. I think guys in free agency, and we don't know enough about, the off season when it comes to hockey, but as a fan, if you were to put yourself in the shoes of a player in free agency and you were to weigh your options and look at Philadelphia as a potential option, you would look at the playoff atmosphere and you would look at the success that we've had this season and be like, oh, I want to play there. So, it brings that too. With free agent signings, you have a lot of guys who you got to extend and you need to keep here. Vladar being number one. There were some rumors floating around that he wasn't going to be signed back. I doubt that. I highly doubt that. But yeah, you've got guys like Zegers who still need to be extended. So we'll see what happens. I'm
Yeah,
excited though. Only
I mean
positives come out of this. Only
it'll be a
positives.
very it'll be a very interesting off season. Um, I think that some of the guys that they have, they will keep here, but just the way that hockey works and like the whole restricted free agent process, I don't think there's a lot of unrestricted free agents that are very like appealing necessarily. But in the restricted free agent market, like, it is possible that they salvage some of these picks that they have and go and try and make like a big splash. I mean, I'm not, I mean, Matthews, McDavid, those guys are going to be available. I'd be pleasantly surprised if one of those two guys ends up here because that's like a almost, I mean, to get a guy like McDavid, it's going to be like a Gretzky type haul. Like it's going to be
Yeah.
everything. You're giving up everything.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, we'll see. They're picking, I think, 21st in the draft. It's just well, it'll be interesting. I'm not super educated on who's necessarily available. Possibly I don't think Matthew, but maybe like Brady Kachuk could be available. Who knows if that's a move
Yes.
that they go to. Um, but yeah, I mean, just to look at the Carolina series briefly, like, is there anything that you were like disappointed about? Like,
I mean, I thought game the goal differential should have been 6 if we want to be if we want to
I
be
don't know what I
honest.
don't know what it was.
I don't know what I mean. We only lost 2 games by more than 3 goals. I mean, in a 4-game
It
series
was
with
probably like
50% of the games, but
eight,
whatever it
nine.
was, like we should have lost games by 6 goals. If it wasn't for Vladar, you'd be out for the count in game 1. But I thought they had a strong game too. Aside from that, Carolina's a much better team. Got faster skaters than we do. Tippett didn't play the whole series due to internal bleeding, but
I mean,
you know,
yeah, once
I
once once
yeah,
Once
you
Tippett went
can't
out,
complain. There's no
no
room to complain.
Cates,
Yeah.
Michkov was basically a non-factor. Like I'll be honest, like I was saying, some of these teams that we played, Pittsburgh and Carolina, it's like you're looking at our fourth line, and it's like Glendening, Hathaway, like it's a grinder's line. But we were giving up goals to other teams' fourth lines. Pittsburgh, it was a problem. Carolina, it was a problem. Just when you look at it, it's like Garnet Hathaway is like he's a pest. He's annoying. But like if you're Matvey Michkov, you want to be playing well enough so this guy doesn't have to be in your lineup because he can't score. He did score the one basically empty net goal that was all created by Owen Tippett in game two against
hmm
Pittsburgh. But like he's just not a player that you want to be contributing. You want to like the series gets messy, you throw him in a game to be physical, to start problems, to create some chaos. But if he has to play every night, it's probably not going to be ideal for you as a team. Jay just didn't have some guys just didn't really show up. You know,
Konechny,
like
number one.
Konechny had a lot of good opportunities. I mean, in game four, he finally played well, but even in that game, still he's missing the net, not putting opportunities away. That stuff just can't happen. But they'll learn from it. I think the one advantage that you did have going into the series was Vladar versus Anderson, and I think I mean people will look at how many goals went in and be like, well, Anderson was better than Vladar, but I think it was more even because Anderson was facing on some nights like 14 shots
Yeah.
which is like, and Vladar's like, if you let in 3 goals on 40 shots versus 2 goals on 16, like who really played better? Um, I think my one concern with Vladar is he's a little bit leaky. He's a little bit leaky. He
I have no complaints.
the Seth Jarvis shot in game two had to be a save. Obviously, the shot that ended the series had to be a save. And then you look back to the Pittsburgh series. I mean, he has the mistake with his stick in game four, then the error in game five. I mean, we saw it in the regular season. Sometimes he gives up rebounds. I mean, rebounds have been an issue for him throughout the year, but I would still bring him back. It's just it's like you said this year. Harrison was your guy going to game one, but we needed to have a solid backup if Harrison didn't work. And then Vladar turns into your starter. Now you have to go get another solid backup if you bring, Harrison can't be your backup. Harrison's not an option. That's not an option. Kolosov has played and is not any good. Fedotov has played and is not any good. So they need to go get, another goaltender, whether Vladar's going to be your guy or not. That's just the facts.
Now, regarding the Sixers,
Let me start this one.
huge.
Let me start this one. Let me start
Okay.
this one
All right. All
because
right.
you're going to go right into the Knicks series, and that's
No, I'm
not
not.
how the
No, I'm
game
not.
is.
No, I'm not. No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. Because I was going to save that. I was going to save that. Get your grubby finger away from the screen, dude.
Okay, he's done.
All right.
Um,
So the Sixers
okay, he's done.
climb
Shh,
back
shh,
from
shh, shh, shh,
3-1
shh, shh.
against the Boston Celtics. Thoughts? Thoughts?
Let's just break it down game by game. Game two was impressive. Maxey and Edgecombe are phenomenal. Um, we get a balanced effort defensively. Obviously, what people talk about is how many threes the Boston shot in the games that they lost and how many threes that they didn't make. But credit to the Sixers. In game one, they couldn't keep anybody out of the paint. They were giving up easy opportunities. In game two, they forced Boston to take at least, they shot a lot of threes. So some of them were open and they didn't make them. But a lot of them were contested, which is what you want. You want contested threes. Tyrese was great in the fourth. VJ made big shots in the fourth. Sixers come away with game two. Game three, honestly, was my favorite game of the whole series. Maybe outside of game seven. Game three was awesome. Even though the Sixers didn't win, highly competitive game. Tyrese was great, making big shots, making big threes. Unfortunately, VJ in that game was not very good, and that hurt the Sixers. But they played him in a close game. So when they had lost game three, I kind of went, okay, I think they can make this a series. It looked like Joel was going to be back in game four. We'll see what happens. Joel comes back in game four. Obviously, they get blown out, but to my surprise, Joel didn't look that bad. He was making shots. I think he finished 9 of 20 from the field. Obviously, the concerns were there that like the guy can't rebound, the guy can't really defend. But I think the issue was Boston made basically every shot. Peyton Pritchard goes nuclear. And I think early in the game they force fed Joel a little bit too much, and that kind of took them out of a rhythm in the first quarter. So now their backs against the wall, 3-1. They get into game five. Not a particularly great first half. Joel cannot make anything from three. Tyrese was getting going a little bit. You get into the second half. Joel is banging on the block. He is putting guys under the rim. He's getting easy baskets. That led into the mid range game. He had the nice little fadeaway from the block. He had a nice pull up from the elbow. He had another one from the other side. Um, you had Quentin Grimes playing great defense. Quentin Grimes made a couple big shots in the fourth quarter. You put Boston away. Another game, Boston does not shoot great from three. But in the fourth quarter, they really put the clamps down. Boston couldn't score at all. I think they had 11, 12 points. Game six was a phenomenal effort from the Sixers. A lot of guys played well. Joel was good. PG was phenomenal. Tyrese was good. VJ was getting out on the break. You had honestly my personal highlight of the series, the Andre Drummond almost buzzer beater at the end of the third quarter. That would have been fucking awesome
Yeah.
because it was right in front of the Boston bench. He immediately puts the guns up to the bench. Like it was fucking awesome. It didn't count, but it was still sick. The crowd was into it. But they get a huge win in game six. You get the awesome video of the fans chanting, "We want Boston," and Joel like smirking and smiling with the crowd. I mean, that was sick. And then you go into game seven, you get another great effort. Joel put the team on his back, let's be honest. I mean, Tyrese was very good down the stretch, but Joel was awesome in the first quarter, awesome in the third. He was talking shit, he was into the game. Um, and you're able to put them away. Boston fought back. We'll get into the argument because he thinks that if Tatum had played, it would have been a different result. I'm of the belief that the Sixers were going to win no matter what. But Derek White played well for Boston. Jaylen Brown played well for Boston. Pritchard wasn't any good. I mean, Neemias Queta played his best game of his fucking career. Um, you know, Joe Mazzulla goes off the walls and starts Ron Harper, starts
Gonzalez.
no, he brought Gonzalez off the Gonzalez hadn't played, but he brought him off the bench. He starts Garza, he starts Pritchard, like just he brings Hauser off the bench. Who the fuck knows? But the Sixers pull away for what, to be honest, is it's my favorite Sixers moment of the Embiid era is them coming back in this series because you had a lot of awesome, winning 3 out of 4 in Boston is something to be super proud of. Game six in Philly was awesome. I know it got close late in the game, but you basically blew them out and dominated.
Yeah.
Um, so it was just an awesome, awesome series as a Sixers fan. And we'll get to this when we get off this series, but it got you to buy in a little bit. It got you to buy back in to what was kind of going on because it felt like the first time they were like out. Like there's been so many times when they've been out in series, you're like they're done. And this was the first time they actually like punched back. They fought back. They got back into it. They got up off the mat. So I mean, it was awesome as a fan. We got to watch the games together, which was
Yeah.
cool. Watching with my dad, like it was a nice, you know, couple games, couple moments to be a part of.
Hostile. Hostile environment.
That was the next one
But anyways, it's always great to be Boston. What was
for
the first
sure.
time we beat them in a series since what, 82?
82, Andrew
Yeah.
Toney.
So, you know, it's great, especially when you come down 3-1 or come back down 3-1. Um, I would probably have to agree. It was definitely a top three moment in the Embiid era. I don't know the other two, but there's probably other ones in there. But at the end of the day, like, did it really get me to buy into this team and think we were going to win a championship? No.
Win a
But there
championship?
was,
No, I didn't say I didn't I
but
didn't
there
say win a
was no, but there were
championship.
people who thought that, and there were
But
people
like,
who thought that.
but
But
like
hold on, hold on.
let's hold on. Let
Did
me
it
let me
make
just
me
say
a lot
let's be
happy? Did
real.
it make me
Let's
a lot happier? Yes. Did
Let's
it
be
make me
real.
enjoy watching the Sixers in the playoffs a lot more than it used to? Yes.
Has anyone this year ever, has there ever been anybody that is confident been like, yeah, we can beat OKC?
I
I mean,
know
do you fucking
four.
see
I
what
know
OK,
four people who thought that.
do you
Four.
fucking believe, well, don't tell me they're your ass roommates.
That well, one of them is.
Okay. Like, let's just be real. I mean, I've never once said that I've said all year nobody's beating OKC. And you fucking see what they're doing. They are a fucking buzzsaw. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be real. If we don't know at this point if San Antonio is going to come out in the West, but it is a very real possibility that they could go like throughout a postseason. Like, what would it be? 12-1.
Hmm.
Like that is a very, very real possibility. They are fucking unbelievable. So I never bought into that extent, but did I believe that they could maybe get through the next one? Oh, for sure.
I didn't think so.
Okay, no, 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 because I was with you.
No,
I
I
was
said it
with
would
you.
go to. I said it could go to seven. I didn't say we were coming out of the series alive.
Right, but saying it could go to seven is saying that it's a toss up in your mind. When I say a series is going to seven, I never say I think they win or lose in seven. If a series is going to seven, that's a toss up because in my opinion, it's like well, one break in one game can sway the whole series. So going to seven is a toss up. You could say your mind was not made up. I never said the Sixers are going to beat the Knicks, but I definitely said I think they're going to compete. I did not expect what the fuck we got.
Well, you also said they're the better team than the Knicks,
I did believe that they
which
were the
is
better
not the
team.
case.
I
Which wasn't the
and
case.
I will. I mean, we'll get
Yeah.
into it. If you have any more thoughts on the Boston thing, we can move right into
I,
it.
ju- I just thought it was. I thought it was nice. I thought it was sweet. We were both talking a week and a half prior to that with your dad about Nick Nurse's future with the team. Everything completely flipped around after that Boston series. I thought he was going to be back. I thought Morey was going to be back. You gave credit to Morey where it was due. Um, but it was nice. And I said this 2 days ago. I said that the Knicks series kind of takes away from the Boston series. I don't 100% believe that anymore. Um, I mean, coming back down 3-1 in any scenario is special in itself.
Yeah,
So I don't want to have another series take away, regardless that we got swept. I don't want to have that take away from what we did against Boston, our number one rival. So
do you have anything you want to say about your opinion on Tatum not playing Game Seven?
I'll rephrase what I said. I think if Tatum plays, it's way closer than it was at the end of the game. I
Well, it
think
was
we
still
don't see.
close. It was still
Yeah, but I
close at the
also
end of
don't
the
think
game.
you don't. You're obviously not going to see the lineup in the first quarter that Missoula put out there to start the game. You won't see that. I
But
mean,
do you believe they win? The Sixers win.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think
I
you're
don't think
insane.
so.
I think you're insane, and
I don't
I'll
think
tell you
so.
why. I'll tell you why. Joe Mazzulla is not in the Coach of the Year running for the lineups that he and the way that they were playing when Jason Tatum was there. He's in the Coach of the Year running for the way that they were playing when he is not. Now, did he go crazy in Game Seven and do stupid shit? And is that why they lost? Yes. Do I think that the game is closer if they just stick with what they were doing? Start Hauser. You probably start Pritchard. So you're going Pritchard, Brown, Hauser, Pritchard, Brown, Hauser, White, Kada, or Garza, whatever the fuck you wanted to do. Do I think it's a closer game then? Yes. Do I still think the Sixers win? Yes. If Tatum plays, do I still think the Sixers win? Yes. Does Derek White score 26 points if Jason Tatum is in the lineup? And does Derek White shoot all those threes and all those shots? No. That's just the truth. That's just the
He's
truth.
still shooting though.
He's shooting, but he wasn't
I
like
mean, he shot 16. Let's say you cut it in half. He shoots 5 for 8. I mean,
that's not
not saying it would have happened, but
who? Tatum? You're
no,
saying
Derek
Tatum
White.
you're saying Tatum plays and it's the best game that he fucking plays in his life. That's just
No, but he
not.
what? I didn't say that. I said, I mean, what? He averaged almost 20 points a game in the series.
First of all, if you cut it in half, he does not shoot 5 for 8.
Well, I'm saying if you cut his shot attempts in half.
He still is not 5 for 8.
No, I'm saying he makes 5 out of 8.
White?
You don't know what he's doing. Yeah.
So you're saying you would take off? All eight, you're subtracting 8 shots, and he still is. None of those are makes. You're only taking off his misses,
Yeah.
dude.
You don't know
Oh
what
my
he's doing. You have no
god,
idea. You have no
that is
idea,
not
dude.
how the world works.
How do you know? You don't know what he's shooting.
So you're just basically saying, I'm gonna spin this dice with a fucking 14 on it, and I am guaranteeing I am going to hit an 8. That's basically what you're saying. You're saying that you're taking off all the
It could
bad numbers.
happen. It could
Oh,
happen.
it could happen. So, okay, okay, okay. I'll buy you a Boston hat and send it over to your fucking house.
Where are
That's
we
what you're
now?
saying. You
Where
wanted
are
to
we
lose.
now?
You wanted to
Where are we now?
lose. That's what you're
Listen,
saying.
dude,
You
I
wanted to
don't ever
lose.
want to lose. I don't ever want to lose. I just don't have the energy like you do to completely always buy into this team.
I'm not
I
buying
don't.
in. I'm just saying they beat Boston because they were better. No matter who was on the floor, they
And
beat
I'm
them
not
because they were
discrediting
better.
them. I'm not
Jason Tatum.
discrediting them.
Okay, okay, okay. So, but this is what you're doing, and this is the fucking problem that I have. You are basically saying the Sixers got lucky that Tatum didn't play. Well, fucking thank God. You want to know why? Because how many fucking times have the Sixers lost a game because Joel Embiid couldn't play or Joel Embiid was not at 100%? So the Sixers, for fucking once, caught a break and somebody didn't play and they fucking won. And you're bitching about it. Why? Why? This
I'm not
happens to
bitching.
us
I just
all.
gave them
Yes, you
credit
are.
where
Yes,
credit
you
was
are.
due. I'm
No,
not
no, you're not.
bitching.
You're not. You're not. You're not giving credit where it's due because you're trying to say that if Tatum plays, the Sixers probably don't win. That is what you're saying. You're saying that they probably don't win. Well, I will fucking take my one break because the Sixers always are without guys in the playoffs or they are playing with a guy that is fucking hurt. So for once, the Sixers caught a fucking break. For once, that's the reality of it. The Sixers. So even if you want
I
to say the
gave
Sixers
them
caught a break,
credit. I
and
don't know what you're getting angry about.
I am telling you, the Sixers would have won the game if Tatum played no matter what. They were 43 and 23 when he did not play. They were still the second best team in the East when Tatum was out of the lineup. Blame Joe Mazzulla. Blame Joe Mazzulla. Blame Peyton Pritchard for not showing up. But don't fucking blame it that Tatum didn't play because the same exact thing happens, and the Sixers are going on to the next round and getting swept. That's the exact thing that'll happen. It's the
You
exact
don't
thing.
know that. You don't know that. You
I didn't
don't
fuck.
know that.
I didn't fucking know the Eagles were gonna draft Makai Lemon. You want to know why? I'm not fucking Howie Roseman. I didn't fucking know. I didn't
So
fucking
how
know
could you make the claim?
because there's evidence to back it up. They were 43 and
Well, there's not
23
evidence to
without him.
back up if a team's gonna
It's
win.
not
It's
like the
fucking
Sixers without Joel Embiid, who are under 500 every time he does not play. They were the second best team in the Eastern Conference when he was out of the lineup. If you ask anybody that watches a lot of basketball, they will tell you the ball moves better when he's not in. They got better shots when he's not in. And the reality is, at the end of the game, Boston got good shots. They did not make them. I promise you, if Tatum is in the lineup, they are not getting those shots. Maybe Tatum is going to be the one shooting it, but it's going to be an isolation sidestep three. That's the shot you're going to get. I'm promising you that. I watch fucking ball. I watch them play this year. They are better without him in the lineup. Now, when he comes back next year and plays a full season, maybe they get back to a point where they're a good team. But this year without him, they found something that worked. Should that
I just
roster have been second in the East without him?
without Tatum.
Without
I
him.
mean, look at the East this year. They weren't. I mean,
I mean, yeah, look at the East this year. We fucking still lost to the Pistons with fucking no
yeah,
Cade, no Duran, no Toby.
the East was terrible.
You still got to come out and play. You still got to come out and play. But I'll let you start the next series because I'm not coming down, so you can go ahead.
It was just an utter failure. It's embarrassing. You got outplayed. I said they were the better team. No one wanted to listen to me. Everybody wanted to flap their gums off on their high horse after which was a nice Boston win. I don't blame anybody for that. But nobody came back down to earth and was like, okay, this is a different beast. Playing in the Garden's much harder than playing in TD Garden. But the fact that they couldn't take a game was embarrassing. Was embarrassing. I didn't think they were going to win the series, but I thought they were going to take a game or two. Didn't end up happening. Joel fell off the face of the earth, and I know he was hurt, but I mean, Maxey wouldn't shoot the ball in game three. Just neglected the shoot, or what was it, game two?
No, game four, game three, game four.
No, it wasn't game four. Game
It
four
was all
was
the games. It was all the games.
every whatever it was. I mean,
Game
nobody
two, he
showed
shot
up.
a lot.
Nobody showed up. No one showed up. No one was a difference maker. Grimes was fucking horrific all series. And I was a Grimes backer, but he was terrible. They were the better team. And it all boils down to the bench. We have nobody who can come off the bench and score. Nobody. Nobody. It's the same cookie cutter template that Daryl Morey has used for the last 10 years, which is create a super team with three superstars in your starting lineup with nobody to come off the bench and facilitate. Gets you nowhere,
I mean, the reality,
as we've
the
seen the
reality,
last 10 years.
the reality to me is in personnel. I don't think there was that big of a disadvantage in personnel. I think the difference is off their bench. The Knicks have blue chip guys that come in and play. The Sixers don't. I mean, Andre Drummond is what you would consider a blue chip guy, except he just wants to fucking drift out and jerk off in the corner. But you know, like the Sixers, like when you look at it on paper, Quentin Grimes should be outplaying Jose Alvarado, and that didn't happen in any games because Jose Alvarado is going to make a defensive impact, but at the same time, if he's going to shoot 60% from three, like you're going to fucking lose. Uh, you know, I think the Sixers have run into the Knicks and like they are basically like a buzzsaw. They're making basically over 40% of their threes every single game. They had two games where they made over 20. Um, you know, games three, they shot the ball well. They made shots when they had to. Um, but it's just, when we played them 2 years ago, there was somewhat of a defensive creativity element from Nick Nurse doing things, giving Brunson different looks. And in this series, they were basically like, okay, well, VJ guarded well twice early in the season, so we're just going to let him go and guard him, and then we're going to switch Oubre on, we're going to switch PG on. That just didn't work. And then they were searching for stuff because Bona and Drummond were so bad that they were like, okay, we're going to go small and play Dom Barlow,
Yeah.
and we're going to let Barlow guard Brunson. It was just like they just were bullshitting. I mean, roster wise, I'm not willing. Embiid always kills Cat when they play, except I think Embiid had nothing left in the tank. And I've said it. I think Cat's a fucking cheater of the game. I mean, it's not fucking basketball to play with your arm like this all the time.
Yeah.
Because imagine I'm up in your face guarding you, and now I'm fucking 6 feet back because you just are stiff arming. That's a foul. It should be called every time. And when he drives, he basically drives like this,
Yeah.
and then, I mean, I knew they were fucked early in game two when Oubre takes that flagrant foul, but early in the play, Cat drives and elbows Andre Drummond. I'm like, there's no fucking way they're gonna win the series if it's gonna get called like this. Cat should be fouling out of games basically in the second quarter, but instead it's like now Embiid has to, pressure up and get calls, and you know Cat's flailing his body, and that, it's just I think that's horseshit. You thought you caught a break with Anunoby going out, but then McBride turns into fucking, Carmelo Anthony and is making
Yeah.
every shot. It's just like the Knicks right now are playing some of the best basketball that they've played in years. I mean, outside of if the Thunder had lost a couple games, you would say the Knicks are the hottest team in the playoffs. So, whether I would say that they are the better team, like I think roster wise, the Sixers have a roster that just matches up with them. Like coming into the series, because of how bad Mikal Bridges was up until Game 6 against Atlanta, I would have said like, yeah, Kelly Oubre should win that matchup with Mikal Bridges. And Kelly Oubre was pretty impactful throughout the series. Now he has defensive mishaps because he's just sometimes a moron. But like, he shoots the ball relatively well. He gets to the rim. He got to the line and he shot well from the line. Like I thought that was a matchup that you could have won. I thought that PG should have been matching Anunoby, and for parts in the series he was, but then he disappears in games three and four. Embiid was great in game four, but the thing is, you bring in a guy like Mitchell Robinson who rebounds like a fucking guy with his head cut off, and now Embiid's kind of negated because Embiid might be scoring on the other end, drawing fouls on the other end, but he fucking can't rebound. So it's not like I think the Knicks just made a lot more shots than the Sixers did, and the Sixers were just fucking tired. I mean, Maxey clearly got tired. He clearly gassed out in the series. He was getting chased around by two guys the whole fucking time. He was turning the ball over. He got tired. He was missing threes short, which is not using your legs. They gassed out. But I mean, credit to the Knicks. They made shots. Sixers didn't, which has been an issue for the Sixers all year. Looking ahead, Oubre won't be back. Drummond won't be back. Grimes won't be back. I figure that they're going to try and make some sort of big move, trading Paul George or trading Joel Embiid. Um, I think that they're going to hope. I mean, we honestly don't know because Morey. It looks like Morey and Nurse are not going to be here, so we don't know
Yeah. I
how the
mean, they
roster's
came out
gonna
and said
play out.
they're gonna explore their options or evaluate the situation.
Yeah,
That
which
means
usually
you're
always
gone.
means yeah.
Yeah, that means you're
But
gone.
but I
But
will say I don't know if you saw the Howard Eskin tweet.
I did
I
see
saw
that.
where
Yeah.
Howard Eskin was like a terrible track record with draft picks. That is far from the truth. Morey has drafted well.
Yeah. No. Well, the Maxi pick was not Maury though, wasn't it?
No, it was. I'm pretty sure it
I thought
was.
that was Brand. I thought Maury was against it and Brand wanted Maxi.
He was here. Morey
I
was
don't know.
here.
No, I know that, but
Maxi, Edgecombe. I mean, signed Justin Edwards, a guy that played. Drafted a Dembona, a guy that played. I mean, there was guys that he drafted that are contributing to the team, whether it's in a positive or negative way.
I mean
So,
he's also had his bad mishaps though. He's had, you know, the Harden thing.
I mean, yeah, he's a star hunter. I'm not saying to keep him, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying Howard Eskin. I mean, yeah, I'm just saying like
Well, I mean, we'll see. My question I wanted to pose to you was, and I said it to you, I didn't ask you last night, but would you consider the season a success?
would I consider this season a success?
Yeah,
No, but when I look at what the playoffs was, I wouldn't say that the playoffs were a failure. I wouldn't say that the playoffs were a failure. Now, going into the season, I thought that they should have finished better than seventh in the East. But once you got to the playoffs and you were like, okay, Joel might not play. We don't know what, you never know what PG is going to look like. We don't know what VJ is going to look like in the playoffs. For them to win a series where Joel comes back and looks pretty good, PG was a pretty steady Eddie all the way throughout. Maxi was good. And VJ, had his ups and downs, but in like 3 out of 7 games, he was good. Like, that's a positive to me. That there's a lot of like, I wouldn't say it's a complete failure because once it got, I think there's a difference in this statement. When you look at the Thunder coming into the season, you said the Thunder can win a championship. When you came into the season for the Sixers, you said they should be able to compete for the East. Those are
yeah,
different things. And in all reality, they did compete in the East because they were one of the last 4 teams standing in the East. That's, in my opinion, that's competing. They weren't first round and out or not making it. So I wouldn't say that it's like a failure. I would just say that like I was probably a little disappointed with the regular season. I was hoping Joel would play a little more. Obviously, the PG suspension is not ideal, but at the end of the day, they still did beat a rival who has been a constant Eastern Conference
thorn in
finals
your
team.
side. Yeah, yeah,
But then they lost. But like I'm not saying it's like a complete failure. This isn't like the Phillies who it's like, okay, they have old guys. They were the second best record in the NL and now they're out in the first round where it's like going into the season the goal for the Phillies is like win a championship. Nobody said the Sixers could win the championship this year. Nobody said that.
yeah.
So it's
I
like they
wouldn't
got
call it a.
to a you wouldn't call it a success, but it's
Yeah,
definitely not
I
a
don't know.
utter
I don't know if I
failure.
would use that word. I wouldn't use the word success. So I mean, obviously, I phrased the question to you, but my answer is completely different. It's annoying. I think people won't call it a success or say it was. I think people will call it an utter failure based off of what has happened in previous seasons. It's the same thing over and over again. They can't catch a fucking break. It's either first or second round exits. I mean, aside from last year where you didn't even make the playoffs, it it feels like a continuous loop of the same problems. And I think people are going to loop that into this year and disregard the Boston series and how big that was. But just to go out and get swept by the Knicks, that obviously overshines, at least in my opinion, beating Boston. That looks
Uh,
worse.
I
I,
just don't. I just don't think
it's
you. I just
so
don't think
bad.
it. Yes, it's bad, and it's bad because they fucking take over
Hold on, I gotta
our
blow my nose.
arena.
Just keep going.
They
Yeah.
take over our arena every time we play. But I can't just sit here and be like, you didn't think you were going to beat Boston, and then you did. So like, we would be sitting here and saying it was a complete failure if they didn't beat Boston. But like, Sixers fans, at least the ones that like people are going to
I
be into.
wouldn't have called it. I wouldn't have called it a complete failure if they didn't beat Boston.
So you think that the season actually is worse because you got out of the first round?
No, I didn't say it was worse. I didn't expect us to beat Boston in
So
the first
so
place.
so what? One word, not an explanation. What word would you put on this season? one or two words, like utter failure, complete failure, failure, sort of a failure,
Do I only
somewhere in the
have
middle.
do I only have to pick from those words you just gave me?
No, I'm just saying like a word like that. Like give me some vibe on the season. Okay. So what would it have been if they had lost to Boston in the first round?
Eh, it would have been
I just I
if
don't
they
think
got
it could be the
swept,
same.
if they got
I don't
swept,
if they
if
had
they got
lost in five
swept,
games.
that would have been bad. Then that would have been bad. But again, like I
So
thought they
you're
could take two against Boston.
I just in my opinion like you can't
That's what I
put the
topped it
same
out as.
because they came back 3-1. And like I said, they got off the mat, which we had never seen from them before. And then no matter how you go out against the Knicks, I have to give if they had lost to Boston in the first round, I would have said it's a failure. It's a failure. You would have finished better in the standings if PG doesn't get suspended. You would have finished better if
Even if they lose in seven, you would have said it's a failure.
I would have said I had fun watching them fight back, but I would have still said it was a failure. And listen, I'm still listen. Why going out against New York was tough. I still had fun. I got to watch with buddies. I
I
got to
mean,
watch with
like I had
buddies. I got
fun
to watch with
watching
my
with you. I
dad.
had fun watching with you guys and your dad, but I wouldn't call actually watching them fun.
No, I mean,
You know, I
listen,
mean, you appreciate the game much more than
listen,
I do.
listen, listen. Were you fucking bored last night? Being like, what the fuck do I watch?
Like, yeah, kind of, yeah.
Okay, so we had fun. We enjoyed it because now we're
Yeah,
stuck with the
yeah.
fucking
We had something to do. It was something to do. It was
right. I
something to
mean,
do.
I'm out of
But
sports. I'm out of
I'm gonna
sports
tell
till
you right now.
the US
I
comes
didn't
on.
watch game four. I watched maybe 10 minutes of game four, and I turned it
I watched
off
the
in the
I
third
watched the whole
quarter.
thing. I watched
I was
fucking
also
Dalen
making
Terry.
dinner, but
I watched Dalen Terry hit that fucking and one and point over at the guy down 40 points. I fucking saw that shit. But I mean, I just think you have to put two different like if they had gone out in five against Boston versus they got swept in New York by New York in the second round, you have to give two different vibes to that. I would say that the season was was meh to fine losing to New York. I would say that if they lost to Boston in the first round in five games or six or whatever it was, I would have said it's a failure. They still can't beat anybody that is a rival. They finally beat a
mhm.
rival, even if their record. Listen, 0-12 is better than 1-12. So or 1-12 is
One and
better
12.
than
I was
0
about
and
to
12.
say, yeah, what?
Yeah. So I think that we have no idea what the roster is going to look like. Maxi and VJ have proved that is a backcourt for the future that you're going to have. I think if PG is still here, he showed that he still has stuff in the tank because the scoring might have disappeared, but the defense never really did. He's still a very, very, very good wing defender. You have a first round pick. It's a deep draft. Hopefully they make a splash there. Hopefully if I were them, I would go get a backup big that can play. They fucking dropped the ball picking Janai Broom, but yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I don't like that New York fans take over our building, but we have a scumbag owner, and
Well, that was my next. That I want that to lead into the next question.
okay, go ahead.
What do you? What is the solution here? Like, let's say you're the GM. What's your course of action throughout the offseason? What are you trying to do? Are you dealing PG? Are you dealing Embiid? Are you restructuring contracts, you know, to
I mean, there's certain guys that yes, like you would offer to Embiid, like restructure your deal, defer money, take
which he
money off,
wouldn't do,
whatever it
which
may
he
do,
wouldn't do.
which
He
he
wouldn't
wouldn't
do
do.
that.
Um, I think if you're the Sixers with PG, I don't think you should be in any rush to get rid of him, to move him. Um, depending on what I mean, maybe you put offers out there, but I wouldn't say like, yeah, we're looking for trades. I would just be like, if people call you, you hear, you listen. With Embiid, yeah, I'm at the point where I'm probably trying to trade him. Now, you were saying last night that you don't think he's tradable, and I said
I
I think
don't
he is
I don't want to use
tradable.
I don't want to use the word untradeable. It's going to
You
be
don't want to
very
be the B
hard.
side. You don't want to be the B side in a
Yeah,
trade.
it's going to be first of all, I don't want to give up picks if we're getting rid of Embiid because you need the picks. You need the picks if you want to build around Maxi, which is I think really the only option here.
I'm not so sure that you. I'm not 100% sure that you do. I'll
What
tell
can
you
you do
why.
though? There's
I'll
nothing else you can do, I don't
I'll tell
think.
you why. You look at this Pistons team that is contributing in the playoffs. Yes, they have a couple more picks, but look at their core of guys, right? Drafted Cade, drafted Dern, two All Stars. What did they then do? They went out and signed Tobias Harris. They paid a guy like Tobias Harris, a veteran guy that can contribute. And I don't like the guy for how he performed. I thought he was a good dude, but he's contributing for them. He's playing well for them. That's their core. That's what they have to go at. They
Well,
signed
we
Duncan
tried that.
Robinson. They
We
signed
tried
Duncan
that.
Robinson. But I'm saying, right? When we did that, it was like we had Embiid, we had Simmons. Maxi and VJ, knock wood, they play. They've played. Maxi has not been crazy injury prone. He does usually get an injury a year that costs him like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But you hope that those two guys stay healthy. If you get off Embiid's contract, that then frees up a lot of money. Frees up a lot of money. So you're going to try, right? You're going to go Embiid or you're going to go VJ, PG. You're going to sign a big man. You're going to go Embiid. You're going to go Maxi, VJ, PG, sign a big man. And then down the road, when you're off PG's contract, you're going to try and bring in another guy because you're going to have a lot of money at that point. You're going to have a lot of money. So I think that's kind of the way that you are somewhat trying to build, right? Look at the Thunder. They went, they've drafted well. They've drafted very well. But it was like Shea, J Dub, Chet, signed Isaiah Hartenstein, signed Alex Caruso. Um, they had Lou Dort, but like you have to eventually have the money to sign contributing pieces. The Sixers do not have that. So to get off Embiid's contract, if you have to give it a pick, I think you have to do it. I think you have to do it. If you're trading Embiid in a first rounder this year to get guys in return or to get off his contract, I, I I'm cool with that, man. And you're saying like, people were saying last night, I'll give you this example. Embiid is tradable because motherfuckers are still trading for James Harden. People are still trading for James Harden. People are giving up young, promising talent for James Harden. Trust me.
Yeah, but
People know what it's like.
Harden's playing 60 games a year, 55 games a year. Embiid's
Yeah,
playing
but does
35 games a year, 30
yeah,
games
but
a
when
year.
Embiid does it? Who shows up in the playoffs more, Embiid or Harden?
Embiid, but
Harden
the
is like
regular
a
season matters
all-time.
too.
Harden since he left Houston is like an all-time playoff flop, and you can maybe look at his whole career as an all-time playoff flop. So like, people are still buying into James Harden. Trust me, somebody's gonna buy into Joel Embiid. I promise you. I promise you.
I don't know. I mean, if you could deal both PG and Embiid, I'd be cool with that too.
That's not gonna happen in the same deal.
No, it
No
wouldn't
team has the
happen, but
money
it
for
would
that.
be great. No, not in the same package.
I think I'd be shocked if. Listen, I'll tell you this. More than likely, I think both of them are still here. I'll give it 50-50 that one of the two is still here. And I'd be very,
Mm.
very, very surprised if neither are here. Which, if neither are here, I don't think I'd be like, I think I'd be a little disappointed because I think, listen, when Embiid gets traded, we're going to be upset. We should be upset. We should be upset.
Bittersweet. It'll be bittersweet.
I'm going to be upset. I mean, he's the guy that I mean, we were out on Philly basketball. Nobody was watching. They sucked.
No.
He's the guy that had us brought back in. So, I mean, I'm going to be sad when he goes.
I think you're going to see a lot of people come out of the shadows though and start watching more Sixers basketball when he's gone.
Well, I think people need to watch less Sixers basketball so they sell the team.
That's
Or
another thing,
go
but
stop going to the
no
games.
one's willing to do that.
I'm gonna watch on TV.
You and me both. You're
I'm gonna
still
watch
adding
on TV,
viewership,
but I'm not going to the games until it's sold.
so don't buy anything from
He
the
made a
team either.
complete. I don't. I buy from. I don't. I basically have old shirts, and I buy if like I had to get a Hardwood Classic shirt. I had to.
It still counts.
I had to get one. But I mean, listen, I don't go to the games.
I don't buy from them. I don't buy anything from them.
Yeah, you buy from the shitty dick vendors outside.
Yeah, yeah, because the Sixers don't see a cent.
Yeah.
I said I wouldn't buy any Sixers merchandise 3 years ago from them.
You could wear your shirt from a guy outside, sponsored by Hantavirus. So you
Bro, I
go
don't
right
give a
ahead.
shit. That shit's not even real.
Okay, buddy. I mean, listen, like it got overshadowed because they did win, but it was a complete mockery and a joke of like him showing up with Howard Lutnick. He's in the Epstein files a ton. He doesn't pay the luxury tax. They're in the bottom five of teams who play the luxury tax. Nobody even close to that has ever won a title. Like you
Yeah.
have to pay that tax. He doesn't want to do that. Clearly he puts a team in Washington D.C. so he can pony up to his buddy Trump, and he's probably going to give in to renaming their stadium after or naming it back to who what was it, RFK or
RFK Stadium.
yeah, like he's gonna give in to naming it back to that because he's Trump's left hand man or he's fucking like it's just it's a mockery of what the Sixers are. Nobody likes the guy. Nobody likes the guy. You know, like the Sixers need to be making a stink about this. They need to do what the Giants did.
I don't even know if he's going to speak this year.
He probably won't. I mean, if
He
they get a new
speaks.
GM, if they get a new GM, he will.
I mean, we'll see, but I think Nurse is gone before Morey's gone.
I think Morey's gone, and then the new GM's gonna bring in a new coach. That's always how it pretty much is. But I mean, Steve.
We'll
I
see.
mean, listen. I would hope. I would be perfectly cool with Bob Myers. Um,
That's who I want.
I'd be
I
cool
want
with
them to
Bob
elevate him.
Myers, and then I feel like Sam Cassell has to be your guy. I think he's on the top of a lot of lists, but he has to be your guy.
Yeah.
You have two young.
How would you feel if they brought a Steve Kerr in?
Steve Kerr just signed a 2 year extension with the
Oh, he
Warriors
did. I didn't even see that. No, I didn't see
like
that.
couple days ago. So that will not be happening. But I mean, shit. We're not watching the baseball team.
No,
Uh, we're not watching the baseball team. I'm excited for the World Cup. It's coming up relatively soon. I think it's early June. We're starting that up.
it'll be cool. Another thing I could care less for, though. I mean,
No, you'll be into it. You'll
I
get into it.
watched the last game. I don't watch any other games. I
You'll
watch the
watch it.
championship. That's it.
If all of us are going to
Yeah, but am
somewhere to
I
watch,
actively watching? Am I looking at the screen the entire time watching a game? No.
I mean, I think you should be.
It's such a boring sport.
I mean, I don't think I don't think it's boring. I think it's pretty. I think it's kind of hockey like.
I think it's going to be a disaster, though, it being
I
in
hope not.
America.
I mean,
It's going to be
listen.
fucking terrible.
Well, people are saying now. People are just worried about. Well, now people are. I mean, you've said your
Don't
piece
say the
on it.
hantavirus.
No, I mean, people are
No
worried.
one's worried
People
about
are
it.
worried. I'm serious. People are
I
worried.
don't know anyone who's worried about it.
Well, how many people do you talk to about the World Cup? I'm probably the first
No,
person you've
just about
spoken
the
to.
virus in general.
Oh, well, I'm strictly saying
Yeah.
that I think that some. I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm just saying that some countries are a lot less sanitary than we are. So, I don't know if people are living with rodent droppings on their
Which
gloves.
countries?
I couldn't name all the ones that are in the fucking World Cup, but listen,
Which
the U.S.
ones?
is a pretty nice. In terms of the poverty line, there are some countries that the
Which
U.S. is
ones would
way
you say
probably.
are uncleanly?
I don't fucking know all the countries. Some of the like the. I have to fucking look who's playing.
But like, what's the first ones that pop in your head?
I mean, it's not like some of the A side countries of like the actual soccer teams.
No, just
Like,
countries in general.
fuck, I don't know. Fuck. I'm just saying the U.S. is way above the poverty line compared to a lot of these countries that are
What
about as
country?
ridiculous.
Which countries?
Okay, this guy's fishing. By the way, so yeah, I mean, I think people should be. I mean, it's just people should be worried about it. It
Well,
is a high.
people should be worried about the ticket prices. I don't know how anybody can even
Well, the
afford to
ticket
like
prices are
go to these
expensive.
games. I've
Them trying
never
to
seen
put
anything like this.
the ticket prices are expensive. The transit in America sucks
In
anyway.
Philly, it's not expensive though. Phillies, they
Yeah,
fucking did their own thing.
but it's still like people have been complaining about like
I
the
mean, it's better than
busyness.
well,
It's
yeah.
better than
Of
having to
course, it's
pay,
going to
but
be busy. When the
I'm just
Pope
saying
came here, it was fucking.
in general transit in Philly is bad, or transit all over the place is bad.
No, they'll be on.
So
I think SEPTA will be on their shit for this.
I would hope so. But has SEPTA also been
I mean,
dysfunctional in the past?
it's better than paying $100 for NJ
Has SEP
Transit to go from New
yeah
York to New Jersey.
has SEPTA been a little bit dysfunctional in the past though?
Every station is in the country.
Okay, so I wouldn't be shocked if it happens again. But I mean, I'm excited for it. It's a good event. You get high level soccer. Soccer is an amazing sport. Um, I think it's good that people are gonna get to come to America. Soccer fans are fucking crazy. They're crazy. So they're like hockey fans. They're like hockey fans in Canada. Like they fucking love soccer from other places. So um, I'm excited for that. Uh, Freedom 250 UFC is uh
That'll be cool.
is coming up. I'm very excited about that. Good card the other night. The Van Tyro fight was good. Strickland Hamzat wasn't the most entertaining fight, but it was close enough that I was
Great
super bought
outcome.
in.
Great
I think
outcome.
I'm a bit on the opposite side of that, and it
Why?
is a toss up. I've definitely seen
Why?
um why. I mean, I just think like when I look at the fifth round, it was definitely. Are you agreeing it was 2-2 going to that last round?
Yeah, going in the fifth it was.
Yeah.
But I thought the fifth round was Strickland's.
I just think that I think that Strickland did a lot of useless jabbing, and I just view that as like
Useless jamming. He kept him on his feet.
right. But Hamzat still had two successful takedowns in that last round. So are those useless to you? Like takedowns still are scored.
Yeah, but he was leading at significant strikes by like what? It was 45 or something like that.
I just
Or
think that people are
50.
saying
Like,
like for the people that say like oh they were useless takedowns. Well, Strickland wasn't doing a whole lot of damage on the feet. He was just keeping it on the feet. I think that it was close enough and people were surprised that it was like when it got to a toss up, I thought that they were going to keep Hamzat. Now, Strickland did beat Imavov and Hamzat's going up, but I thought it was like if Hamzat stayed the champ, maybe he went up anyway. Uh,
well, he's
but
gonna
I
have
just
to go
thought it
up.
was going to be a championship. I just thought it was going to be a championship like probably Hamzat is better off as you'd probably rather Hamzat as the champion. Well, you're saying that because you're fucking
No, no, no one. The guy fights once a year. Why would you want him as champion?
wasn't his last fight like
The guy's not good in press conferences. Why would you want him as champion? People
I
want to see a
mean,
personality as the champion. They don't want to see a guy who can barely make weight, who fights once a year.
well, he was going up anyway.
Doesn't matter.
I think
Doesn't
Hamzat's gonna
matter.
rag. I mean, he might listen. He might struggle with some of the bigger 205s, but
He'll get a rematch if he stays at what is
he's
it?
not staying. He's going up.
You don't know that for sure. I
He said it to
mean,
Dana White in his post-fight press. Dana White in his
and then
post-fight.
yeah, and
His
then what did
post-fight.
then he tweeted out to Sean Strickland the next day. He's like, "Let me know when you're ready for a rematch." I mean,
He's going up. He's going up.
you
He
never
didn't
know.
even fucking. I don't know. We don't even know if he made the weight in the first place. He stepped on the scale and he got right off.
No,
So we don't fucking know. But
I just think it's way better for Strickland to be the champion than Kamzat.
I'm not sure because I mean the last time he was the champ, he fucking lost it right away.
All right, he lost it right away on a fucking rigged decision.
No,
Shouldn't have
he
lost that
lost.
fight.
Yeah,
No,
but
he
then did he
didn't
lose?
lose.
He lost. He
He
lost.
lost the next time. He lost the next time to Duplessis.
He lost the first fight too. He
No, he
lost the
didn't.
first fight. You love the guy. You love the guy. Say you love the
And you
guy.
hate the guy.
I just think he's a fucking clown.
There you go.
I think he's a
That's why you don't
clown.
think he should be champion.
I think he's a clown.
I don't think he's a clown. I mean, he's definitely different post fight than he is pre fights. You're supposed to be a fucking personality.
Listen, I can respect Colby Covington's act. I mean, I think he's a piece of shit too. But at
No,
least
but
you
that's an
respect.
act. I don't think Strickland's thing is an act. It's not an act. It's
I
not like
think
Hokett where he's trying to fucking
I think Strickland's a little bit of a weird dude.
be something he's not.
I think he fought motivated because they didn't put him on his fucking boys card so he could win and suck dick.
Well,
So
well, no, he doesn't like him. He doesn't like him.
you
He's
vote
come
for
out
him.
and was like, what?
You voted for him.
Doesn't mean you still like the guy. I voted for him. It doesn't mean I like the guy.
Well, when I paid 450, you know what I say? Wasn't me.
We could play the blame game here. I don't know, we're both paying the
Listen,
same price.
unfortunately, but I was like, I'm not gonna be the. Listen,
You're paying it. It doesn't matter.
fortunately, I am. And meanwhile,
You know,
we're fucking war. We're at
isn't
war.
he not going?
Who?
Mendoza?
He didn't go. It already happened.
Yeah. Oh,
It
it
happened
did?
yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw he wasn't going. I mean, he had a good reason, but who cares?
It's listen. How was meeting the family?
It was pretty good.
The pool nice? Nice pool?
Yeah.
You didn't drown?
No,
Nice.
I know how to swim.
I don't know how to swim, so
That's
I don't go in the
sad.
pool. Was it like a nice pool? Was it like a basketball hoop?
No, it's just a pool.
Was there a diving board?
There used to be.
Was there a slide?
No, it's just a pool. Just enjoy a pool for a pool.
Were there like floaties?
You don't even swim.
Were there noodles?
No,
Okay, so it was fucking lame.
you don't even go in the pool. You're like a cat. You don't go near water. Have you been in the ocean?
Yeah, not in a while
Not
though.
in the not in the shallow end.
Yeah, I've gone out deep. Because
Like
one time I
out.
went out and the sandbar fucking collapsed from under me. Fucking bullshit. I was like, how the fuck does this form and then just dissipate? It's bullshit. But yeah, I haven't been out in a while. I really only
Will
go
you
in
go
there if
out
I,
this year?
no, I can't. But I would go in there if I go in there to piss. Is that fair? Is that fair? Do you do that? Or do you piss yourself?
Sometimes I'll just stand on the beach and pee, and then I'll go in the water.
So you just wet yourself and then go in the
I'll
water.
just piss myself and then I'll walk in the water. It was an
I
Outer
mean,
Banks Classic last year. Everybody did that.
I mean, I wasn't doing that.
I did it on the golf course.
You did not do it on the golf
No, I
course.
didn't do it. I should have done it on the golf course though. After I shot a 118.
Yeah, I might have shot a 165. But yeah, I mean, heated episode. So what happens? But unfortunately, I mean, now we're bored. Oh, boys are finishing up. Last two episodes. What are you thinking?
Does that come out Wednesday?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Both of them come out?
No, 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 no.
Oh,
Just one.
I was about to say. Um, I'm excited. I don't think it's the best season of all five so far, but it's really good. Um, I wasn't a fan of what the creator said regarding the ending. He's like, I don't want people to base this off of just the ending. I want people to base it off the whole show, which is fair. There are shows like that, like The Sopranos, which just end abruptly, and it's up to you to decide what happens. Um, Sorry for the spoiler if you haven't watched it by now. I don't know where you've been at or what you're doing, but
Yeah,
um, I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be cool.
I
It's
think
going
it's
to be
gonna be
over
good.
after this. They're not going to make another one, but
No, I mean, we're getting the payback series. Which I'll watch. But I mean, I thought the last week's episode was really good. I thought there were some that were a
yeah.
little bit slower.
Uh-huh.
Um, you know, I think Kamiko has sucked all season. We've said that, and she's kind of been a low point. But
There's a lot of people
from
I want to die.
yeah, and I think that's gonna happen. I think these next two episodes, I would expect a full-on bloodbath.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's a great show. If you have not
Yeah.
watched, go ahead and tap in. Also watch Invincible. He won't watch, but
Nah. Takes
but
me a while to start a new show.
yeah. Well, thank you. We are back. We will try and be more consistent with the posting. Um, I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we will figure it out. We will find stuff. We'll
We're
try and
gonna
get some
have to
guests.
watch the baseball team.
Yeah, fucking right. We'll try and get some guests on to spice things up. But yeah, thank you for watching. Sorry for the inconsistency over the last 2 weeks. Just a lot going on with the school years finishing up. But that is episode 22. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. He's not even paying attention, so I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching. Peace.